Welcome back, folks. You're with Ivan Lazar, and I've loaded up the sketch and the extrusion from the previous video. And in this video, we're going to look at creating an offset plane and a top to this. Now, an offset plane is literally just a piece of paper that you can do your sketch on. So if you remember the sketch we did for the base, we kind of did it on one of the planes that were already provided by Fusion. And right now, I need to do a sketch for a top that is somewhere up there. And as you can see, there's no piece of paper up there. So we're going to have to create an offset plane. Now the top is another component of this project. So whenever you start a new one, we're going to always assemble a new component. So I'm going to call this top. All right, that goes right there. Now, making sure that when you select this, right, or when we created this, if you'd remember, the active component was here, right? That allows the top to be created at the same hierarchy, right? And not at a different level. And this new component has now appeared here. And we're now going to construct an offset plane and select the top of the base that we did earlier. And that distance we're going to do is 50 mm. So it's going to give you a piece of paper that's 50 millimeters above the base. And that's where we're going to construct our sketch. So then we're going to create a sketch and select that new plane that you created. And that's come right up, right? Fusion always rotates the view so that you're looking at what you're going to be drawing. All right, so what you are seeing right now is actually the base. You're not drawing on the base. The base is 50 mils below the new plane that you have drawn, right? So let's go ahead and draw out the top. So we're going to create a rectangle. Let's do a 2-point rectangle. All right, let's click one there. And all right, let's see if we can get it lined up perfect. And there, right? So we just wanted it to line up there, and I think we have done it, have we? Let's see. All right, let's try and dimension that, and that's come out with 65. Let's make it exactly 65, right? So that's make sure that's lined up. So it's right from the origin here, and the height of 65, that lines up exactly with the base. And for this length, we're going to make that 78. All right, that lines it up this way. Now, sometimes what you're going to see on the top view and the bottom view may not exactly coincide. There's just a view, like, right? But rest assured that this line here and that line here actually matches up perfectly, right? It just shows, it looks like as if in this view, like that's not lined up, but in reality it is. All right, if you remember, we created these cutouts there earlier, and we're going to do the same for here as well. So we're going to do a rectangle, we're going to do 2-point rectangle. We're going to lock that on there. And if you remember, that was thickness. Select thickness, tab, and that was going to be 30. Enter. We're going to do the same again. 2-point rectangle again, and we're going to do that for the bottom. Thickness again for that, and the other dimension is going to be, oh, oops, I am not typing that correctly. So let's do it again. Thickness, tab key, and 30. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. It's going to cut in and not on the out. So we're going to do a 2-point again, but this time drag it in rather than out. So that's what I did the last time. So thickness, making sure that the mouse is in, tab, 30, enter. There we go. And this time around, it's done it on the inside, yes? Oh, this seems really high. Did I not manage to get thickness in? So let's do that again. Yep, that's why. So that's going to be thickness. Enter, and there you go. Right. Okay, escape to come out of the dimension window. So let's drag that down and drag that up a little bit so that they don't overlap each other. All right. Now this is going to be our finger, right? That's the finger that's going to come in. But we got to now cut in one more portion there, right? So let's go and create rectangle. We could do a 3-point this time if that makes things a little bit easier. So lock on one edge there. And let's make that 20. All right, we can always make that 20. And you're going to come in by thickness. Enter. Let's repeat that again. You know what, 20 might not. I wonder if 20 will make it. All right. To decide that, let's check the length of this. I'm going to dimension from there to there. Right, that's a 28. Okay, so I don't want it to be 28, so I'm gonna hit. I'm just gonna delete that off. Delete. That goes away. Escape to come out of that mode, and I'm gonna make that 25 instead. All right, let's redimension that again, and I'm gonna make that instead of 20. Let's make that 25. Enter. There we go. All right, that's made that a little bit longer. Going create again, rectangle, 3-point. So let's do it again. We're going to lock onto that edge. And this time around, remember, we're going to make that 25. Click the mouse once, and then we're going to make that thickness. Enter. There we go. So we have made 2 more cuts there. And if you click on the center, you can see that Fusion recognizes that that's what you want, and it makes it a lot easier to work with, right? So you don't have to go mucking around. All right, together with this, we want to do our captive nut joints again. So let's go ahead and do that. And if you remember, we did that in the previous video, so we're going to do the same thing again. I'm just going to use a 2-point rectangle. So I'm going to slide along here till the center. There we go, center's there. And that's going to be 8. Tab, we're going to do 3.1. Enter. So that's cut in. Now we go on for a center rectangle. So we're going to slide, get the center. Don't click. Move your mouse in, and then click. Then go 2.5, tab, 5.5. Enter. Dimension that from the bottom to there, and that's going to be 4.5. Enter. Okay. Escape to out mode. We're going to repeat that process again here. Okay, let's do this again. So this is going to be 2-point rectangle. Slide again. Yep, we've got the center. Click once. Move the mouse in, and that height's going to be 8. Tab, 3.1. Enter. Now we're going to go rectangle, center rectangle. Find the center. Don't click. Remember that. Don't click. Just move the mouse in. 2.5. Tab. 5.5. Enter. And we're going to dimension that obviously to 4.5. All right. We're going to have to do this 2 more times. Yes. We're going to have to do this 2 more times. Two-point rectangle. Find the center. Yep, got it. And so that's going to be 8. That's correct. Tab, and we're going to go 3.1, enter. And let's go and create a center rectangle. Find the center, but remember, don't click, just move in, click it once, and there you go. So this is now going to be a 2.5, tab, 5.5, and just making sure that that's, oh, all right, I drew it. So this is going to be 4.5, enter. There we go. All right, I put that in the correct spot now. Just one more. It's going to, so that lines up with that one, and this is probably going to line up with this as well. We're going to do a 2-point rectangle. Slide to find the center. There we go, got it. And we're moving that way. So that's going to be an 8. Tab 3.1, enter. We're going to do a center rectangle. Get the center, come down, click, and then that's going to be 2.5, tab 5.5, enter. Just one last step there. Click on that, and there we go. So that's going to be 4.5. Done. Escape to come out of the dimensioning mode, and there we go. So we have created the top, and this one has got 4 captive nut joints as well. Finish the sketch. We're going to turn it over to a 3D view. There you go. You can see that that's the base, and that's the top that we have done. All right, okay, let's click on press spool. So we're going to do a press spool. Click on that, and look, and Fusion tends to know that this is what we wanted, so it's fewer mouse clicks for us. So distance, put in as thickness, and making sure that the arrow's pointed up. Now, what happens if the arrow's pointed down? Then you're going to put a negative sign. So if you put negative thickness, can you see that the way it is going to extrude the object changes? Yes. And just making sure it goes up. Yes. So I'm going to take away the negative sign on mine because the arrow's pointing up. Click OK. And there you go. So we've extruded the top. And if you change the active component to the main project, you find that both of those components are now shown in an opaque manner. All right, this is the end of this video. Thank you, and I will join you again in the next one.